Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode on the Totem podcast. Today, we got another episode of Today on Totem. Just remember, guys, an act of rebellion is to question. If you guys like what you're listening to, if you want someone else to kind of take a listen on what we're talking about here, just remember to share it. Give it a like, subscribe, and here, like always, we got my brother Monico.
What's up, dude? What's going on?
Not much.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
The podcast, you can check it out. Sorry to add on there too, is on YouTube and Spotify on video both. Yeah, we're also on Apple, iTunes, and Google.
Yeah, now they upgraded us to video on Spotify. So if you guys are on the road or whatever, just check us out there. But yeah, I guess we can just dive right into it.
Yeah, hit it up. What do you got? Give me a topic.
Recently, we had another tragedy, you can call it. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of it in Uvalde, Texas. Another elementary school shooting, unfortunately. But yeah, so this happened just this week. It was 18-year-old who decided to shoot up the school, which is a lot of controversy on the topic and everything, on the whole like gun laws and all that stuff, and there's also a little bit of controversy on how everything went down, because the shooter was active inside the school for 90 minutes. Starting since he even entered the school.
Damn, that's crazy. What are your thoughts on that? All that?
What? I don't know. Every time you hear something like this, it's sad. It's tragic. This was an elementary school, so it was a bunch of kids who were affected by this. The gunman ended up killing 19 students and 2 teachers during this whole attack. Just the fact that it's like a school shooting, it's pretty sad. This should not be happening. People who are going and shooting up schools, something's wrong with them, because that's not right. These kids are innocent children. They have done nothing wrong. They don't even know what's going on. They just go into school. It's towards the end of the year. They're happy for summer break. Their mind's over here on celebrating on what kids should be paying attention to. They shouldn't have to be worrying about whether their school's going to get shot up today, Yeah,
it's pretty tragic. I mean, sorry for all the families that went through that or going through that now.
Yeah, our hearts go out to you. I can't imagine what being a parent in that situation would be. I can't even imagine what I would feel.
The thing with a lot of that stuff, I mean, you didn't even give your thoughts, Eric. What were your thoughts? I mean, I think it should be completely unacceptable if someone in there doing all that stuff, how they got the gun, how they're walking around the school, how they had all that. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just it's like how you said, it's unacceptable. But since that school district was supposed to have or they do have a police officer on campus, in the district. He wasn't in the building at the time, but when he did arrive, he just drove right past the gunman who was firing at the school from the outside. He was hiding behind a parked car. The school police officer didn't even know and just drove right past them.
Really? Did they have evidence of this? How did this shit come along?
Yeah, well, they have a timeline of everything that went down. And it talks about how the school police officer wasn't at the.
So he was driving by, and the shooter was walking to the school or around the school.
The shooter, he was when he was arriving to the school. I think it says he was in a car and he crashed. So he crashed in front of the school, got out, started shooting at the school, and then he went into a classroom that's like 2 classrooms connected to each other, so it's like a double classroom. He went in there, and then that's where he was until law enforcement went in there.
How in the fuck did he start shooting at the school, and he still had time to still go in and get inside the school?
That's the crazy part to me.
Like, where there's no security. It's elementary school. Like, they should be security regardless. Like, I think
There should
some
be.
sort of security or something, because there's little kids out there,
Yeah.
and it's a lot for just the sole teacher just to be able to take care of all the kids by themselves. They go out on recess, before school, after school.
There should be.
How does that even go all along?
That's the part that's confusing to me. Like, how does, like, if you're there, you're a teacher, you're someone, you hear shots firing, and then like from outside the school towards the school, you got to tell people like what's going on. Lock the fucking doors. Don't let the motherfucking come in.
Or maybe too, like their system, how like outdated is there? Do you remember like when you went to school, like the high school, you had to check in. They looked at you the camera.
Yeah.
If you were late, you were late.
If you were
but
late,
still, even
yeah.
then, there's people putting like little rocks and stuff at every door to keep them open, right?
That's true.
Trying to help their buddies out from getting late, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the biggest thing I think is just security.
Well, here's the controversy part that I was talking about. One of them is the length of time that this like all took place. So here I got an article from CBSNews.com. I'll just read you like this first couple paragraphs. It says Friday's briefing came after authorities spent 3 days providing often conflicting and incomplete information about the 90 minutes that elapsed between the time the gunman entered the school and when U.S. Border Patrol agents unlocked the classroom door and killed him. The U.S. Border Patrol tactical agents pressed law enforcement to go into the school, but ultimately entered the building on their own initiative. Federal law enforcement officials told CBS News Friday. The agents were backed up by law enforcement officials from several agencies. So there was the local law enforcement. Well, first of all, Uvalde, Texas is pretty close to the border, so which is why like Border Patrol was there and stuff. But there was law enforcement there, and like the head guy in charge decided to just not go in right away and go after the gunman. They decided to just wait it out a little bit because their thought process was that he's in this classroom, he's blocked in, he's already there, he can't get out. So let's just wait. Let's just plan this stuff out so we can get him good. And they say that they don't know if where is it at? Yeah. So when he entered the classroom, he was in there for 48 minutes. So they don't know if there was like kids in there that got killed during those 48 minutes or if more kids got killed during those 48 minutes or what happened. But they were just chilling outside pretty much waiting for the lead guy to go in. And Border Patrol was like, what are we doing? Like, why are we waiting? And then they took the initiative to go in instead of local law enforcement. Which to me, it should be backwards. It should be your local law enforcement. That's why they signed up to be cops, to go protect the community. But then they're just out there just chilling, waiting for the guy to do something else.
The thing, they didn't just sign up for the community, but like it's little kids too. It's like, I feel like everybody, you're not a parent yet, but it's like either you have kids or you're in a circle close to kids. It can be like some of your friends have kids. Somebody always has some sort of contact to kids, and like just to see somebody do that, like the guy in charge of the whole operation's a fucking idiot.
There's also parents outside trying to like get past like the barricade because they saw cops weren't doing anything, so they wanted to go in and go get their own kids out of there, but the cops wouldn't let them. And there's also rumors that there was cops who would go in, but they just went in and brought out their own kids instead of like bringing them all out. They just went for their own kids and took them out. Those are rumors, so they're not like confirmed or anything, but those are like rumors circulating.
Those fucking stupid ass fucking rumors. If you tell me, like, you're going in there taking a kid out, might as well just go take out the person out in there. You don't have to worry about taking a kid out one by one.
Yeah,
Like,
should be.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, they're just rumors. We don't know if they're true or not. But
yeah, so he was in there for 48 minutes before Border Patrol finally went in because local law enforcement wouldn't step up. After they decided to go in, then like the local law enforcement was like, okay, we'll back you guys up. But it was like them, they took the initiative. After 48 minutes, they went in there and then they actually killed the guy.
No, that's fucked up. The police probably don't even give a fuck about the people in that town. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and it's also interesting because according to another article by the New York Post, Uvalde is supposed to have their own SWAT team.
So where the fuck was that?
Exactly. They say like, oh yeah, like
their fucking SWAT team's gonna be like their police, the police chief or whatever. I mean, it ain't worth the fuck. So
yeah, like two years ago, like the police department made a post like, hey, meet our SWAT team, put a picture up of them, and that was like 2 years ago. But then when time came for SWAT to show up and do something, nowhere to be found. So it doesn't say if
they just had a SWAT team to be able to like to present something where they're feeding the fucking money to.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It could have been just like a front for something.
Yeah.
Or just...
Of course.
Or because then they also have pictures of them actually doing active shooter drills in a school or like in a building.
Let me just read you, just kind of telling you off of that a little bit. Like it was just a front for something. Milton Friedman, a quote, says, if you put the federal government in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years there'll be a shortage of sand. Fuck. Like, fuck. It sounds funny, but
it sounds funny,
true.
But then you think about it, it's true.
It's fucking true. Milton Friedman, no fucks given.
But yeah, it says they had supposedly they should have been prepared for something like this, but
I feel like every place should be, and if they're not seeing this now and are taking actions to do it, I mean, there's the problem. Yeah. Just me kind of connecting some dots of like other things that could be done to this. Did you know how much? Were you able to see how much money that the U.S. gave Ukraine?
It was a couple trillion, huh?
It was billion. It was in the B. It was 40
billion.
So I ran some numbers for you. You know I like the numbers. 40 billion to Ukraine. It's cool. Yeah, we're trying to help them out. Who the fuck's helping us out? I think we need to help ourselves out before we try to help out other people, other countries. Of course, yes, we don't want bad to happen to anybody, but look at what the fuck is happening here. There's 98,000, roughly 98,755 schools, public schools, because private is different, you know, public schools in the U.S. That goes from K through 12.
Okay.
Just doing a little thing. Let's fucking divide 40 billion by 98,755. It's $405,000. Instead of sending that money out to there
per school,
$405,000. Just think about how much fucking security you could have. So much more technology to have a button to lock all the doors in cases like this.
Yeah. Or
like, are you like how much people could you pay? I don't know how much security is. Just say you pay them $50,000. Veterans, veterans. Veterans, you pay $50,000 a pop. How much people are you not having?
$50,000.
Just walking around. Just say the hallways, just making sure each door is closed. A guy through the inside, one through the outside, just casually. You know, it can be your kind of picking up the trash, guarding, or kind of, but they're like security guards.
You bring up a good point with them, like veterans. They're skilled in killing motherfuckers.
They know how to use a gun.
They know how to fight without using like guns or anything if need be.
If they went to war, they're not going to be scared of a fucking little 18-year-old guy with the fucking gun.
No,
they're not
going
to be scared of that shit. So it's just running those numbers, like, it's ridiculous. It's fucking like we need to take care of ourselves, I think, before you can't project more than what you have. Just like a person personally, but like as a country, like
you got to be able to protect yourself, your citizens, before you can go and extend all this help to other countries.
Yeah, like it's there. You could be doing so much with schools. Like I said, you can have a camera at each place, a certain system that locks every door, you know, right away.
What about
a guy just checking out the cameras, be like, hey, what the fuck's going on over here? There's some weird guy. He's been here for like a week, every day, something's going on.
or what about arming teachers? What do you think about?
They should. The school Monico, my daughter, goes to, they have a fucking sign there saying that they don't want to say. I already asked them who, but they don't want to say.
Of course,
that they got armed. That they're armed.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing they don't want to say just for safety protocol. So, because if word gets out, this teacher is armed. Okay, a fucking shooter comes in. I'm gonna go attack that teacher first, kick their ass, and then okay, free game. I'm guessing that's why they don't.
Maybe,
say.
Or maybe they should fucking say so that teacher can show all the other people, all the other teachers, how to use a fucking gun. And
yeah,
maybe. I mean, that they said that, I was just like, dude, fuck yeah, like it's good. They should be doing that
because they're already at the school. You don't need to like call 911, wait for the response units to come in, wait 90 minutes before they do something. No, it's like they're there. They can take action right away.
It's tragic, yes, what happened, but what could have been the outcome if, say, not all of them, just say if fucking 20% of those teachers, a quarter of the teachers were armed.
Yeah, you don't even need every single teacher because not every single teacher has the capacity to do that.
Or not even the capacity, but likes to do that or wants to do that.
Yeah,
wants to, like, dude, I signed up to be a teacher, not a I don't know, a security guard, or just firing people out, firing away.
Well, especially because they're elementary school teachers. How can they imagine something like this is going to happen to little kids?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really expected it, but I think it should open the eyes to way more people, into way more the government, hopefully, to see the stuff that's going on. I always have like the sayings like, do you want to teach your kids how to swim, or do you want try to keep him away from the swimming pool all his life? It's like the same thing with the gun. Do you want to show your kid how to use a gun properly, or just let him not keep him avoid from it? Sooner or later, they're going to run into one. It could be one laying around or whatever, and it's going to be way more dangerous if he doesn't use it. I think a person that's armed that doesn't know how to use a weapon is way more dangerous because they can even hurt themselves. They don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like the same thing. Like you can't avoid like your kids, and I think that's why I think you don't have to be a pro at it, but you should have some sort of idea. I think my personal opinion of how to use a weapon, especially now as an adult. Come on, man, you can fucking drink some alcohol, you want to get drunk and stuff, but like, okay, you have the decisions to do that. Maybe you should learn how to learn how to use one of these, because one day it might just be laying around. At least to be able, if it's just laying on the park somewhere, it's just, whatever.
So you can know to like disarm it or something. To disarm
it and keep it out of harm's way, stuff like that. Like
you don't have to know how to
you don't have to be a SWAT team person.
Yeah. Or fake SWAT team, according to these guys.
Fake SWAT team, yeah.
Well, the thing that I thought was interesting too is that this happened in Texas, which is supposedly like pro guns and all this stuff, but then this stuff happens and then you just see, it's like, is it really like all pro guns? Like, it gets me thinking.
There's another thing right here that I'm reading. Texas shooter violated municipality of gun laws. The suggestion that more gun laws would have prevented this act is evil and unsupported. This was from Ben Shapiro. He says that, and I agree with him. I don't think if you put more gun laws in there, it's not going to make it.
Same thing with drugs.
Yeah, take the drugs out. Yeah, cool.
Let's make drugs illegal. Problem fixed, right?
Yeah.
No, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah. So do you know Sam of the Bull Gravato? He's a big mafia guy. If you don't know who he is. So he's a big mafia guy, and he talks about, cool, make weapons illegal. It's better. That way nobody has them. The criminal's always going to find a way they're going to find a way. There's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to find a way. So it's like, Yeah, make them illegal, dude. Now the criminals are gonna find a way, and now you're fucked because now you don't have a weapon. It's illegal for you to have one.
Now everything, the black market, all under the table.
Look at what happened. Look at what happened in Australia when they had no weapons during COVID. Get the fuck in your house right now.
You gotta fucking do what they say.
Yeah, you gotta do what they say.
There's no way to protect yourself.
Exactly. So I think banning the guns isn't the problem. I mean, I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, but it's the most open, I guess, like with weapons and stuff like that. What's the state that's most open about that stuff? Like, yeah, well, you got weapons and you're free and your freedom and stuff like that.
Texas.
And where does it happen?
Texas.
I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's fucking some bullshit, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad what happened, but I'm just saying it's the government trying to implement their agenda, their things to you. So now they're just like, okay, look at what's happening, man. We got to do it now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's not the way, but it's people react the most when they're scared, fear. And of course now,
that's what happened with COVID.
Yeah, and then now look at this. Now people are going to be scared. I think it's way bigger than. I mean, again, like, sorry to all the families and stuff, but I think it's way bigger than it goes. Like, really, like, it's fucked up, but it's way bigger than that, I think. Yeah.
So it's once again, it's a tragedy. Our hearts go out to all the families affected, but hopefully this is the last example or learning experience that the government needs, or that the schools need to maybe implement some more security measures to protect the kids.
To do more stuff. I mean, like we said, the security guards, the more technology around it, the
security
cameras,
systems.
The security systems, it's everything.
Mm-hmm. But well, with that being said, let's move on to our next topic.
The next one. What do you got? Yeah. What else you got for us?
This one's a little different. Not as serious as our first one, but so I'll just read you the headline and then get your thoughts on it. So it's from the dailymail.co. Woman 21 is virtually raped by a stranger in Meta's Metaverse app, while another user watched and passed around a bottle of vodka, report claims.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about the Metaverse and stuff. It's just like virtual reality stuff. But now I guess you can get raped in there while people watch.
So are they trying to accuse him and take him to court and shit now because he got raped, or what? What is this going on?
Well, that's the interesting thing about it.
It's a 21. Is it a he or she? I guess we got to clarify that shit first.
It's a she.
Oh, okay.
She.
Depending the day of the week. Okay.
Depending the day of the week. But so it wasn't like just like a regular user. It was like a researcher getting like information about like the app and like what all could happen in the app. So like the researcher, I'll just read you this little paragraph. The researcher, who was unnamed, said, "It happened so fast, I kind of disassociated. One part of my brain was like, what the fuck's happening? The other part was like, this isn't a real body. And another part was like, this is important research."
What the fuck is like her end goal with this?
Well, I think she's that person was just like a researcher to make like an avatar to go into the metaverse, see what people are doing in there, see what's going on. But with like everything going to like the metaverse, I guess, like even Facebook changed their name to Meta, like everything's going to the metaverse. This raises like a lot of like questions, like are they actually gonna start treating stuff that happens like this like real shit? Like,
dude,
so how does people to court?
So how does that even happen? That's my question. How does that even happen?
That's
according to who?
I have no idea.
According to who did this like happen?
According to one of the researchers.
And how did she like prove it? Did she record it?
That's a good question.
So she recorded it. Like, is it rape? Or is it just a porno?
I think they just. I think it was just talking about it because like this researcher was just like trying to do some research on the platform, but it was like about an hour into using the platform, her avatar was sexually assaulted during a disorienting and confusing experience.
Those viruses, dude. Don't let those fucking viruses in your computer.
That's when you get a virus on your computer. That's what's going on.
That's what's going on. They're getting fucking. They got them.
But it raises a lot of questions, like going forward, like in the metaverse, are they gonna actually start treating stuff that happens there as real life? So like, oh, your avatar did something to my avatar. Let me sue you, take you to court. Are you gonna actually start treating that like serious? Because
I hope so. That way you can see how many dumbasses there is.
Yeah,
honestly,
because it is. How I see it is just a video game. You don't want to get fucking your avatar get raped. Don't go on. Log off. Take your goggles off.
Turn it off, dude. Just turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's that. I saw this and I was like, this is.
It's ridiculous.
And like a lot of people, they've heard about the metaverse, but they're like, oh yeah, it's something for the future. But no, like stuff going on now is gonna affect like the whole like the regulations going forward. So like once maybe like in a couple of years, once it does go mainstream and like everybody's using the metaverse, stuff going on now is gonna affect everything that's regulated going then. So people might be like, oh whatever, I won't pay attention to it, but probably should pay attention to it because this could very well affect what your using experience is going to be like in the future.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
I got a little switching topics now. I hope you're good with that one.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess switching topics now. Like you're around the age, millennial, Gen Z and stuff. What are your thoughts about buying a home right now? A house, because you buy a house, it turns into a home. They try to sell it to you
not
as
always.
a home.
Right now, I think it's a terrible idea.
Why?
Because the market's high right now. The prices are just out of this world. Like
people, according to professionals, would disagree with you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, because how I see it is like houses that are like $300K, they're up to like $500K, for example. So they're like almost double in prices. You buy it at the $500K. Market's going to crash eventually.
How much is the market going to crash is the question too.
Well, there's experts that say that's going to be worse than in the 2008
Hopefully,
level. Hopefully you get that mansion for $5.
There you go.
But then you buy it you buy it at this price, and then you lose when the market crashes, then your house isn't worth what you're paying for. So you're paying for a house that's not even worth what you're getting out of.
Yeah.
But what do these experts say though? Like, I'm curious.
I don't know. A lot of people. It depends. Well, some experts, depending what side of the game they're on, they're like, no, you got to buy, of course, because they're realtors. They call themselves experts though. But so they're just like, yeah, you got to buy, man. Of course, man. It's a sale. It's a sale. But just kind of just go with me a little bit on some stats that I was kind of going. Right now, let's just make some numbers up. We'll just go off some numbers. Let's say there's a house for $1 million. Cool. You want to buy it? I mean, if you could wait, to anyone listening, if you could wait around a year to a year and a half, 12 to 18 months. If you wait up a little bit, the market's gonna change. It's gonna change. I can tell you that.
One way or
another.
And
if you don't know, you just have to. First indication of the market's changing, look at the interest rates. Interest rates, the banking system controls the world. Interest rates, I mean, they went down to like 2-3 or something like that. Right now, they're like 5.5. So they're going up. Again, $1 million. You have that $1 million house. If you can hold up on it, that house in a year and a half, it's probably going to go down maybe 750 around, maybe. Mm-hmm. So when you buy it, say your payment, whatever your payment was going to be, $4,000 for that payment. Just say $5,000 just to keep it round numbers. When you buy it for $750, your payment's still going to be $5,000. You know what I mean? Your payment's going to be the same if you buy it at $1 million or at $750, but it's because the interest rate is so high now. The interest rates are usually more expensive when the market's low. Say you got a 10% on the house, 8%, 8 to 10%. Cool. So you keep it. You wait again another 5-10 years till the market goes back up. That property, say, goes back up to $1 million. you refinance the home because you got lower interest rates now because the market went back up. You refinance the home, now it's worth that much. Now you got that much more equity in the place. You take that money and then you go buy a couple more properties. I think that's the kind of the game plan to move forward. Obviously, it's hard because you need the down payments for all that stuff. But I just think a lot of the stuff right now, it's emotional buys. Like I just told you at the beginning, you're buying a fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
You turn it into a home with all the stuff that you do, And they're trying to sell you a home now. They're trying to sell you on the emotional side. That's what salespeople, they try to get you on the emotional side.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you to buy. So like my biggest thing is like, don't do emotional buys. If you can't buy it twice, don't buy it. And most of the people buying homes right now can't buy them twice. They can
barely buy them once.
They can even buy it once. So it's like, if you got your finances, chingon, do it. Like, but just know that the market's gonna change and you're gonna fucking hate yourself.
So these experts you were talking about are like other realtors
that are saying that to buy or to not buy?
To buy right now.
To buy?
Yeah.
People are always saying to buy.
Well, like the experts you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, they're saying like, hey man, it's always a great time to buy. Your biggest investment is your home. First of all, that's the wrong answer.
It's wrong
your
answer.
biggest investment should not be your home. It should be first of all, I think it should be yourself.
Yep.
Then your home. But that's cool. But people are just misinformed.
Yeah.
They're just fucking misinformed. They don't know what. And sometimes it can be their fault because they decide to not see it, but sometimes it might not be their fault because that's all they know, because that's all they've grown up in.
Yeah.
But I mean, just
so your advice to people would be, if you're in the market to buy a home, wait it out.
Wait it out. I don't know how long you've been waiting to buy a home already, but I mean, just fuck it, wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because I personally know people that they sell houses. They used to put up a house. It'd be gone by the weekend. It'd be under contract in a week. That weekend in 2 days.
Damn. That fast.
Yeah, and now houses are taking 2 weeks to go under contract.
And then that 2 weeks is going to turn 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah, and then you can be able to like start negotiating the prices. They're not going to be so high, but I mean,
yeah.
What do I know? Go do your own research. I'm just telling you. I'm putting my bet on the table. That's what's going to happen. I've done quite a bit of research, and I think that's what's going to happen. And if you want to be, some of the richest people in the world, or just in general, have most of their money in real estate. So if you can handle that, and notice I said real estate, not houses. Because it's different. It's different. There's commercial real estate. There's just property real estate, or there's houses. There's so there's a lot of different.
There's different options.
Yeah, houses isn't probably the best, but I mean, do your own research if you can. Hold it out, and you can have some great returns in the future. But you got to play the long game, for sure.
Everybody's trying to play the short game right now, but keep in mind, just play the long game and
play the long game.
It'll be better.
Yeah. So what other? I think you got any other topics, Eric, or what's up?
Not for today. For today, I think that's it. Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, but guys, just remember, if you guys like what we're talking about, if it made you smile, if it made you cry, if it made you think a little deeper about stuff.
If you got some topics, send them in. If you guys want some topic maybe addressed, send them in. I mean, we're more than happy to address them.
Yeah, you can comment down below or send us a message on them. But yeah, guys, just like we said earlier, we're on Spotify and YouTube and Apple Podcasts. So with that being said, an act of rebellion is the question, guys. Remember that.
Cool. Peace out, man. Thanks.
Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.